7 Morning Star Promotion Incorporated, Kingdom of Mardiga presents.
Good morning, fellow Maharlikans. It's a great privilege and honor to welcome you on this event celebrating the birthday of my president, your president, our president. On behalf of our chairman, King's General Administrator, His Royal Highness Rodolfo Montenegro Palpalato, we will assure you that you will have a memorable, and positively a life-changing experience. I would like also to express my utmost profound gratitude for your presence. Means a lot to us, or to me. At this point then, I would like to share with you the mission, vision, aims, and purpose of the new Royal House of Maharlika as the divine government. The Maharlika Kingdom, under the auspices of the 777 Morning Star Foundation, headed by our energetic, dedicated, and compassionate Chairman Rodolfo M. Palpalato, a tireless champion of self-developing of nations, urging us to be sharing, forgiving, caring, and daring with for each other and our less kababayans, rather our countrymen. The unity of purpose, solidarity in values, and teamwork in nation building is his main advocacy. And of course, to follow God's laws, the mandate of heaven. Maharlika, a growing global movement involved in building holistic and sustainable communities for a slum-free, squatter-free, poverty-free Philippines and the rest of the world, is spreading the blessing spirit of heroism among Filipinos and non-Filipinos alike. Maharlika will represent many ordinary Filipinos living extraordinary lives in service of the poor here in our country and the world over. A global network, a rapid network of partners, and expanding advocacy abroad. This is the best time to be a Filipino, a proud Filipino with high morale and dignity. Every day we walk with heroes. We are seeing greatness even in ordinary Filipinos, guided by the principle of God, who discovered their strength by rising above politics, business rivalry, and religious differences to build this nation. The greatness of Filipino spirit in everyone, and also to make sure that no one will be left behind, walang iwanan. True equality of opportunity begins at the starting line when human being is born. This simply means that few should not be born with everything, while the many start life with everything. When we proceed to this premise, everything else follows. The radicalization of society begins. In this profoundly social century, the wealth of the few is a violence on the poor. It becomes, when exercised irresponsibly, a new barbarism. Just as power can be democratized by popular representation from states and other free institutions, private wealth should be democratized by regulation for the worthy ends of human society. Poverty is the principles of life in Asia, particularly Philippines, India, Africa, and Latin America. But this will change now with us the coming out of the kingdom of Maharlika, the catalyst of change. The catalyst of change. The paradigm shift to a divine government, this utopian dream will soon be a reality. Yes, change will be the battle cry of this kingdom. Since we have been created and born in the likeness of God, my fellow Maharlikans, dare to be different. We don't conform to the system of the world, since we have learned already the ultimate truth. Being a true Maharlikan, in hearts, in mind, the servant of God, we will serve as light, love, and life to enlighten people's mind of our nation, perhaps the world over. Does this seem impossible? Not at all, because God is with us. Nobody and nothing could harm us against us. No other time but now to propagate the Word of God. This is a colossal, challenging task, but we should not fear. Fear not, because the ultimate truth shall prevail, and that will set us free, the humanity, from the bondage of Satan, the author of lies, and more lies. And also the political robots and leaders of various churches that causes the divisiveness of people and its nation. However, with the divine government, our nation will rise up again, high and mighty, with a promise of high hopes just lurking on the new horizon. Our kingdom is the answer of the poor in agony and in anguish. So now then, we welcome you. We ask you to see for yourself and understand the nobility of our intention and judge us in the merit of our own action. If a new vision means a new world, as we assure the rest of us, then we have enough reasons to celebrate the future, and it's now. We are extremely happy because you are here to share with us our joy, our pride, and our confidence. It is perhaps the characteristic of the Maharlikang Lapiang Bagong Pilipino that the choice theme of our 7-7 Morning Star Foundation, as presented in one tense but expressive phrase, that this nation is the greatest of all. It is the profound Oriental wisdom that tomorrow is made up of today, a new vision, a new world. One's vision of a new world may thrill or terrify. It may even express the hope of some, those of others foretold depending on where you stand, it often either a picture of opportunity or a waste and decay. The bad things that set the dreadful conditions come after the accumulation of conflict and stress. On the other hand, the present has been held up by men as time and opportunity, more the satisfying future. There will never be a time like what the future can build. The first truly humanistic society in all of human history, a society whereby the great majority of men, women, and children find personal happiness, fulfillment, meaning, and purpose throughout the days and years of their lives. It is with a sense of making the best opportunity, a word that still rings in our ears today. The wisdom states, make well of this day, for every today well spent makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow is a vision of hope. Yes, for today's vision is indeed tomorrow's world, the Garden of Eden. Indeed, it was the challenge and the promise of making well of today that moved up years ago at the height of chaos and violence which were inflicted by the subversive and radical, neglectful politicians in our country. To build the royal house of Maharlika, therefore, is an achievement by itself. It embodies the ultimate plan of God to build His true kingdom here on earth. It is a revolution that was obviously imperative in converting the present into a fruitful tomorrow, which must certainly be realized now. This is a simple statement of noble objectives whose implementations we have experienced and witnessed in the history of man. A society which permits human beings to fulfill themselves in whatever manner that benefits their dignity and freedom as individuals. It is worth our single-minded dedication to a society which determines moral values. The outcome of the struggle belongs to those who are armored by the strong leadership in its awareness of the common danger, the unity in action, and above all, the conviction to the rightness of their cause. It is time in our stress, in a revolutionary time such as ours, the decisive factor is the fighting faith of man and of nation. If we accept life as a struggle and history as a continuing struggle for freedom, we should realize the necessity of revolution of change, and from that emanates the power of self-rejuvenation and self-correction. Change was at the heart of our program, edifying and liberating efforts for the stark realities that will continually confront a man in a lifetime to compel change. The process of unceasing and irresistible flux is the rhythm of human life. The comforts and the settled habits of time have to be swept away by the onslaught of change so that life itself might continue. Necessity makes its own fulfillment because through this way, man will be able to survive the forces of nature and refine his capacity for upliftment. We have to change to meet the relentless challenge of survival and growth, both at various times under an excessive orthodoxy and fanaticism of authoritarianism and the fanaticism of permissiveness, all of which achieve the same result, ideological suicide. Both have acknowledged the fact by departing from a few of their sacred principles to make way for peculiar changes that various conditions quiet beyond control have exalted for their own survival. The Philippines experience in the respect may not exactly mirror the change in its overall character, but it represents a familiar enough phenomenon. The Filipino people today are more secure and therefore better equipped for advancement because they discovered together with their leaders in certain times that the traditional process and built-in defense need not to be utilized in normal times but may be drawn upon during crisis. The result of this discovery is evident everywhere in the new orderliness that characterizes even script scenes, in the enthusiasm for work, in the vitality of human resources, and the spirit of trust and goodwill that put a new quality in the relation among people and between God and people. I will not bore you with the recitation of this refreshing change now. There is eagerness for daring men to venture far afield, to test new ways at this course as we dominate some of the problems that bedevil the old society. We discover new imperatives, turn to the fulfillment as quickly as we can. We are conscious that far more important than achieving a high growth rate is the need to distribute the benefits of growth. Consequently, widespread is one of our paramount aims. The marginal men, the jobless, and the unproductive adults also hold on to our society as much as they do in the other world over. Therefore, we are launching more intensive labor pursuits and technologies. We are initiating a more vigorous, realistic, and determined development program incorporating such a fundamental objective. We are leaving no stone unturned, not only to make every able citizen useful and productive, but also to make him a recipient and ample sharer of the nation's wealth. The basic witness of any society, which modernization, reform, and development were initially supposed to correct the stratification not only of people, but also of their share of the nation's wealth and income. That even land originally intended for the welfare of the lower classes had ended with the upper classes of farmers monopolizing the rewards of the change. This will not happen in the royal house of Maharlika. For it is our desire that the lowest citizen shall participate in the benefits of progress. This is a very human aim. It is the aim of the napian ng bagong lipunan, and we have so organized the process of reform that this can and shall be achieved. This is how you must see the New Jerusalem that seek desires growth and self-fulfillment, not by means of isolation, but in concert with its neighbors near and distant. We are surviving through a firm act of will and the infinite energy to attain the progress which is aligned to the principles of equality and justice that we often press. To return to the question of our own opportunities, in the royal house of Maharlika, we must make this decision that are vital to our destiny. We have to decide whether to go for or against war, or to fashion a new monetary policy and organize our own security, or to do one of some of these positive acts crucial to our national life. It is proper decision making for this purpose. It is our fervent wish to be left alone, neither deterred by the baleful state of others, or obliged to predetermined action by the munificence or altruism inflicted on us by other nations. We seek friendship with no more motivation than respect for human dignity and human prosperity. We are therefore intent in pursuing a policy of mutual accommodation relationship with neighbors where we may all sleep with windows open so that the fresh wind of opportunity and the abundance be not kept out in the shadow of suspicion and ill will. We have no desire to become entangled in the quarrels and conflicts of big powers. No matter how feeble our voices, it shall be added to the international might and privilege. We shall put ourselves unequivocally on the side of genuine peace. We make no bid for leadership, but we do desire an uninterrupted opportunity to develop on the basis of self-reliance, to be allowed in an atmosphere of freedom, so we can bring into play our resources and qualities for security as well as for development if necessary. We shall move forward alone if necessary. Self-reliance will be action by us alone. The bold determination of our destiny by us alone. We feel as never before in our history the vibration of a steady progress in the economic and social life of the nation. We do hope that our friends would dare to visit us, for the Royal House of Maharlika is a house not away from home. Thank you and good morning, your humble servant, Gratuitos.
DJ